that's, well, a little old-fashioned, but is actually incredibly powerful. We're talking about A.G. Gardiner's classic essay and the hidden impact of just being polite. So let's get right into it. Think about it. Why can one rude comment totally wreck your day? It feels so personal, right? But what if I told you it's actually about something much bigger, about how our whole society works? It really all comes down to a choice we make in every little interaction. All right, first up, let's talk about the real cost of being rude. We've got a story here that just perfectly lays out the problem and shows you how fast things can go south. So picture this. We're in a busy office building. You've got a passenger, you've got a lift man. The passenger wants to go to the top floor, a totally normal, everyday thing. But the way he asks, well, he leaves out one tiny but super important word. Yep, that's it. Just top. No please, nothing. He just barks it like a command. And the lift man, he's not having it. He just stands there, refusing to move the lift until he hears that magic word, please. Okay, so a basic social rule gets broken. What happens now? You can probably guess, right? This tiny moment of rudeness just explodes. It spirals out of control into a real confrontation. The passenger refuses to say please. So the lift man, feeling totally disrespected, literally throws him out of the lift. And this act of violence, it brings up a super important point. It's really the core idea of this whole essay. And here's where it gets really interesting. You see, being rude, not a crime, but assault, that's a legal offense. The law can't make you be polite, but it can and will punish you for getting physical. This highlights this huge gap, right? The law protects us from getting punched, for sure, but it offers zero protection from a bad mood or a nasty comment that can ruin your day. So let's be clear. The liftman's frustration, totally understandable. We get it. But his reaction, getting violent, was against the law. But what about the rudeness that started it all? That doesn't just disappear into thin air. Oh no, it spreads. Think about it like a chain reaction. Maybe the passenger's boss had a fight with his wife that morning. So the boss is in a bad mood and he's short with the passenger, doesn't even say good morning. The passenger feels that sting, and then what does he do? He passes it on, being rude to the liftman. See? Bad manners are infectious. They just ripple outwards, poisoning the atmosphere for everyone. There's actually a name for this: emotional contagion. It's this tendency for our feelings and even our behaviors to spread through a group, kind of like a virus. One person's bad mood can literally infect everyone around them, passing from person to person without anyone even realizing it. Okay, so if rudeness is a virus, is there an antidote? What about good manners? Are they contagious too? Well, let's check out our second story because it shows how kindness can start a completely different kind of chain reaction. So let's meet our hero, the antidote to all this negativity, a cheerful, incredibly polite bus conductor. Now, the narrator points out that this guy was different. He was just a constant source of good vibes on his route. And it wasn't just one thing. He was always cheerful. He treated everyone with kindness, with patience. He was considerate to the elderly, caring with kids. He basically made riding the bus a genuinely pleasant experience. What's amazing is how these simple things totally changed the whole vibe. His bus wasn't just a bus. It was like this little bubble of a happy, functioning community. And the narrator shares this one story where he gets on the bus and realizes he has no money. Total nightmare, right? So embarrassing. But the conductor handles it with such kindness, completely saving him from humiliation. It showed him that a ride with this guy wasn't just getting from point A to point B. It was a lesson in how powerful simple courtesy can be. So remember how the liftman's anger spread all that negativity? Well, the conductor's kindness did the exact opposite. It had its own powerful, positive ripple effect. It turns out, good behavior is just as infectious as bad behavior. It's incredible, really. One pleasant person can literally change the emotional weather. They can lift everyone's mood and just make the whole social machine run so much more smoothly. All right, so let's put these two stories, these two worlds right next to each other. What's the final takeaway here? I think it's pretty clear. On one side, you have the liftman's world, full of friction and conflict. Yeah, you're legally protected from assault, but socially it's miserable. It's all about that negative emotional contagion. But then you have the conductor's world, full of cooperation and ease. It's socially pleasant, which actually makes the laws feel less necessary. That's positive emotional contagion.
See, the law is just the baseline, the safety net for when things go really wrong. But it's the courtesy, those little unenforceable acts of kindness, that really determine how healthy and happy our society is.
Yeah, courtesy really is the hallmark of a civil society. That's the bottom line. The law doesn't force us to be polite, but our communities absolutely depend on it. It's the secret sauce for building a world we actually want to live in.
So, in the end, your manners are contagious. The question Gardiner leaves us with is, what are you going to spread today? It's a powerful thought, isn't it? Every little please and thank you, every small interaction is you doing your part to build the world you want to live in.